Hi, David here, CEO and founder of the Freedom Founders Mastermind community. There's a great quote from Charlie Munger, and it goes like this: "A majority of life's errors are caused by forgetting what one is really trying to do." That comes back to me so many times in my own life and in the opportunities I have to work with so many hardworking professionals, high-income earners. It hit me many years ago when I was driven, working hard, trying to create security, a financial moat, if you will, for my family. I have one daughter, and I felt like my job was the financial security for the family. I think a lot of us, whether we are two income earners or one person works really hard and takes care of things at home, or divide and conquer, whatever you do, but there's a sense we want to provide for our families, right? Protect them as best we can, and I was no different. So I'm working hard with my dental practice, also involved in real estate, just got curious about that at an early age, and kind of worked the two in tandem for a number of years. So I'm working a lot, right? And along comes Jenna. When we have Jenna, it's great. It's a new life. It's the beginning of the family. And 2.5 years later, Jenna is diagnosed with high-risk leukemia. Goes through horrific treatments as a very young, almost a toddler to up to a 5-year-old, and it's a tough time in a family's life, and you're not prepared for it. You don't know how to deal with it. You just do the best you can, and sometimes the best we can do doesn't get us to where we want to go. But what I'm getting to is that being driven to have goals and try to be fruitful, it's not a bad characteristic. My point is, what are we really driving toward? For most people, there's this goal to create a life of abundance, to have freedom. Yet a lot of us will tend to procrastinate that, put it off until we get to a certain destination. We think there's a destination that we'll get to in some number of years that will allow us to have the freedom then to really enjoy life, take some stress off, and just be with the people we want to be with. We think that. It's a mystical thing because we don't really know what that destination looks like. It's not like there's a specific mountain peak you're going to climb to, and then when you get there, you know that you're there. In life, it just doesn't work that way. Yet we think there is. Like there's going to be a magical moment when we just know it. We just know it's there. And I'm here to tell you that that's not true. Now, it doesn't mean not to be goal-oriented or to work hard. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that if you don't have clarity about what you're really looking for, as Munger says, you're going to make mistakes. And it's not just financial mistakes. It's really the other mistakes. It's the mistakes about life and about memories. That's the mistakes that many of us will make. And if not for Jenna's health problems when she was young in life, and I didn't even get it the first time. I didn't even get it. The first time when she had leukemia, my marriage to her mom didn't survive. Still got to co-parent. Some 8 years later, 7 years later, Jenna has end-stage liver failure. And so once again, it hits me right in the face like, well, what am I doing? Why am I still doing all of this? Is there not some way I can buy back some of my time? Because I've really worked hard. That was many years of working hard. Can I buy back my time, or am I still have to be on this treadmill to some mystical destination point? And in the meantime, I miss my time with Jenna. She may not survive the next incident. I mean, it's been an unusually outlier life for a young child to go through leukemia and epileptic seizures and liver transplant by age 12. That's not usual. And yet I'm still taking for granted that, well, I'm still going to have more time with her. I'll wait till someday. No, I'm not going to do that anymore. See, I got really clear about my life and about what was important then. And you can't be irresponsible about it. I'm not saying you just toss everything else away and you're not responsible. But I realized that I had created enough value, enough equity in some of the real estate I had acquired and with discipline had managed and paid down debt. And I also had a practice equity. And I decided at a relatively younger age just to kind of cash in the chips. The real estate was producing income. I could take the equity from the practice where as long as I worked in it, it produced income. But I didn't want to be there working anymore because that's what restrained my freedom. I didn't have the freedom and the luxury to be able to just take time off like I can today. So I took that equity from the sale of the practice, put that in the real estate that I knew how to create the income, and that changed everything. I thought I might still go back to dentistry. I thought I would just take maybe a year or 18 months off to really focus on my daughter, her health situation, and be there when she was well or even when she was sick again. It went back and forth. And with that margin that I created just by having that amount of time, giving myself permission to take just that amount of time in my life, 12 months, 18 months, it gave me a different look at life. And it's never when I've looked back with any regrets at all on anything. The education I had, the formal training, the dentistry, the profession, helping people. No, I don't look back at that with any regrets. I'm just saying I got a new opportunity to change the evolution of my life. I got to do what I do today in a different way. I serve people in a different realm. But I just took experiences that I had in life, and you have experiences too. We all have experiences. What I'm saying to you is clarity about what you really want in life is going, if you really get real with yourself, if you're really honest with yourself, can change the dynamics of the life you're living. And if you're not happy with where you are now, maybe you're able to make good money and earn a good living and provide for your family like I was talking about. But if that's not really what is the value proposition that you have in mind, which it wasn't for me, if you can get honest with yourself, then you be in a position to make some changes. And you say, oh, how can I do that if I don't go to work, if I sell my practice, sell my business? No. It's a reality check that you can take, but you got to do it with your family. You got to do it with your spouse, significant other. But you do that, you can make some demonstrable changes in your life, and you don't have to keep heading on this pathway to nowhere. You just keep climbing the mountain, but you never know when you get there. There's no mile markers, right? You're just on this thing, and many people never get there. And then they look back and they do have a life of regrets because they never had the clarity of what the primary objective was in the first place, going back to Charlie Munger's quote. So the bottom line is you've got to have clarity. You've got to be honest with yourself. You need to surround yourself with other people or coaches or mentors that can help you design that life that you want, but you don't know how to get there. And that's not to say that you're ignorant or you're incapable. No, we all have areas of our life that we are not sure how to handle because we grew up in an environment where we're indoctrinated into certain beliefs and we need help getting through some of those. So my advice to you is don't procrastinate, don't put off. Take the opportunity to challenge yourself, challenge those beliefs that you have, and make the changes you need in your life, because if you don't now, when will you do it? It's about your freedom. You've got to stay focused on it. You've got to take control of it. See you next time.